Well, hello, my name is Julie Gerwig, and I'm here today to talk to a few of Cindy Sam's clients. Cindy Sam's is a beloved friend of mine and my personal trainer, owner of Full Body Fitness. I'm here today to talk to Pete and Patty. I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about your stories. Pete, why don't you go first?
Well, I have always been active, and I've always played tennis or cycled and done other things. And in the last couple of years, my job has been such that I'm doing a lot of traveling, so I'm unable to do these activities on a regular basis that I would like to. So I was looking for some sort of activity that I could do wherever I was at. And the more I read about activities, and particularly as I was aging, was that most everything I read suggested that one should be weightlifting. And I've never really lifted weights. I have actually been resistant to doing it because I didn't know anything about it. To me, lifting weights I was associated with these, like these muscle heads in the gym with getting necks the size of Buicks and,
Right.
these belts on, and I'm going, no, I don't think that's me. So, but again, the more I read, it said weight training was a good part of what you should be doing as you age.
So even in high school, you didn't lift weights? Did you play sports?
I played sports, yeah.
Okay.
But they were,
What sports did you play in high school?
I played mainly baseball and a little bit of football.
Okay.
And then as I got into college, I started playing a lot of tennis, and then I got into cycling.
Okay, so more of a cardio type of routine, active, but not so much strength.
Exactly. So, so that's when I started to see Cindy's van and truck around the neighborhood, and I said, okay, maybe this is something that I ought to look into and talk to someone who does this rather than just sort of go to the gym and be intimidated by what I was seeing.
So you looked her up, you got started, you started working out, and what happened?
Well, first of all, she was very good about defining what it is that she thought I should be doing, and I was very relieved because her idea of weight training wasn't going to the gym and lifting the big weights and putting on muscle.
Right.
It was she explained to me that what she thought I should be doing is to build strength, maintain muscle tone, so that as I aged, I would continue to be as active as I wanted to be.
Okay.
And that made sense to me. And then the other thing that was really appealing to me about her approach was that she was willing to build a couple of programs and circuits for me so that when I traveled or when I went to the gym by myself, I had a routine that I could follow. And
Okay.
so that was really important to me. And and I've been back working with her on a number of occasions because I need a little tune-up from time to time. But
Me too.
But it was important that I could take whatever I learned from Cindy and make it portable and use on my own.
Well, you certainly look very fit. Tell me about some of the results that you've seen.
Well, I feel better. I feel like I'm sleeping better. I feel like I'm eating better. But I think for me the biggest notice and takeaway was that my back pain has virtually gone away. I used to wake up every day and sort of struggle to get out of bed. It took me 30 minutes to sort of get in, stretch and feel comfortable. And that doesn't happen anymore.
And this was from a previous injury that you had?
Didn't have an injury. I think it was just, my body was just out of whack, probably from, lack of core strength would be my guess. And and I was going to the chiropractor, maybe every other month or so.
Okay.
And that was always helpful, but it was always frustrating to me that why do I have to keep going back? So that's the biggest takeaway for me, is that I don't really worry about my back pain anymore.
Fantastic. So if you could recommend, Cindy, if someone walked up to you and said, hey, I'm looking for a trainer, what would you say?
Well, I would definitely say call Cindy. She understands what you are trying to accomplish. It's a friendly, supportive environment, and if you share with her what your goals are, I feel confident that she can put together a program that'll get you there.
Thank you. I do too. Patty, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me about your story. How did you meet Cindy? What were you looking for at the time?
Prior to an auto accident I had in April 2012, I had engaged in, going to the gym on a regular basis and working out periodically, and I did struggle with some back issues at the time then. And then after the car wreck that I engaged or experienced, I ended up with 5 surgeries on my right leg within 19 months, and I had my chest and back were crushed, ribs bruised in the car wreck, and fractured tibia, ended up with a knee replacement in the end. Well, after 19 months of physical therapy, I knew I wasn't finished, because I knew I still needed the strengthening in my body. And of course, the auto accident helped me realize too that my health needs to be first. And so my physical therapy was coming to an end soon. It was after my knee replacement. I was actually home recovering, and I knew I wanted to find someone who could understand, my experience and work with me, because prior to the auto accident, when I experienced trainers at the gym and other places, I actually ended up getting injured further because they're not understanding really what I needed, the pace I needed, the strengthening I needed, and so I thought, I was a little nervous about engaging with a trainer again at all.
Right.
And so as I began to think through, what I wanted to accomplish from there, definitely more strengthening. I knew I wanted to get, the quality of my life back completely and totally, and then some. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Right. And that's kind of my philosophy now, as far as, I want to be as strong as I can possibly be. So I was at home just resting on the sofa, and I'd been giving this some thought, and I saw Cindy's profile on LinkedIn. And instantly it caught my eye and appealed to me, because she talked about how she could particularly help women who had experienced injuries. And so, and just, I don't know, there was something about her profile and just her appearance that was just, there was a connection there for me. And so I called Cindy, and we connected, and I got in her right away, and her personality as well drew me in, because she's just so bubbly, and she makes working out fun even, So I came to see her, and about the second or third time I came in, and usually by the end of the day I would be humped over. I could not stand up straight still from the pain I was still experiencing in my body. And she assured me that she had experienced the same thing at one point in her life, and she would get me strong again. And I'm not kidding you. I believe Cindy is the reason that I do have the quality of life I have now. She did help me, because core strengthening, I always knew the core strengthening was important, and the physical therapist started helping me understand the whole core strengthening component, and that was not an area of focus for me previously. And it's like, I need to get that, I need to really understand that. And she definitely, and that's immediately where she started to focus on. And within a month, I felt stronger, totally different. I could stand up straight by the end of the day, because I'm a very busy executive, and I'm on my feet all day, all evening, and running here and there, and just very busy. So, I'm going full force now. And that was about a year ago when I met Cindy and began to engage with her, and it's totally changed my life, tremendously so. And I won't see another trainer.
So how has that affected your quality of life? Sounds like in a very positive way.
Definitely for me. I have 6 grandkids. My youngest are 1 and 3, and they get to come to my home a lot. And I'm telling you, I am on the floor with them when they're there.
You're too young.
I know. I go in the bounce houses, and I want to do the rock climbing walls, and I want to do all those things. I'm not finished, and as long as I'm living, I want it to be a quality of life for me. So, and enjoy all those kids as long as I can.
So if a total stranger asked you, tell me about Cindy Sams and full body fitness, and should I hire her, what would you say?
Absolutely. And because I think the thing that she does so well, the work, one, she really cares about you, and that's evident. And 2, her way of approaching the workout is about you and for you. It's not, she didn't create the program for me that she created for Pete. Right. It was for me specifically.